Okay, we are now ready. Hello to my one viewer. We will start in a few minutes when more people show up. Hopefully. Hey, it's Tyker. Oh, hello. Man, it's been so long since I've done this, bro. Yeah. It'll be just the bean for a little bit. Satanic, hello. I'll be expecting Snaggle and Blackwater. Maybe even some people I know in person. I don't know. So yeah, I'll be giving you guys a rundown of everything I listened to last year. Blackwater's on that in Lame's beat. Oh yeah, wasn't he listening to something from Colony? No, Clayman. Yeah, Well of Promises. So yeah, this stream will basically just be me running down what I listened to last year in terms of new releases, that is, and just the general talk. And then after that, maybe I'll play some games or something. I don't know. You know what? I'll just turn off both the things while I'm sorting some stuff out. And just a quick heads up, this slideshow is not really in a particular order, but I have saved my favorite, 6 until the very end. Because there was, about 6 or 7 in particular that really caught my attention last year. So, okay, there we go. Christian, hello. Yo, that looks like Ferris. Okay. Hello to you three. That looks alright. I like it. An apple a day keeps a lemon away, yes. And it keeps me happy as well. I did run out of coffee though, so at some point I might get up and make another one because I'm a coffee addict. Applecam, yes. I figured I would have a quick snack before we start. Okay. I should probably put that empty cup away, actually. Hello again, guys. I think we get a wriggle on with this list. So, feel free to chime in with what you guys thought of everything here, if you, of course, even checked it out. Now, while I did say that this is in no particular order, I am starting out with what was the worst. And hands down, the worst thing I listened to all year was Eat the Flame by Psycho Sinner. Yes, I actually subjected myself to this album, and it was just as trash as you as expect from Psycho Sinner. Every song made me cringe. Every song was like the exact same drum beat. Wait, what? All right, I could tell you light thoughts, but you might not like it. Oh no. Pick the Flame, exactly. The second last song, I think it is, it's called like Throw You in a Hole or something, where Jeremy literally talks about burning down a city and throwing people into a hole. It was so bad. And I just laughed my ass off the whole time. Fred Durst, better than Devil Daddy, hands down. That Venom Prism album was good, not gonna lie. Yes, it was. I really enjoyed that one. If this wasn't a rough order, that would probably be about 10th. Anyway, it's Psycho Sinner. Ugh. I agree with you, Chris, but that's a low bar. Synchro Anarchy number 1. No. Synchro Anarchy would be roughly 10th. If this was in the correct order. I also put myself through Demondelic. And it's the exact same story. It's just... ugh. Mind-numbingly bad. Now, the next one, when I came onto the Discord and told people I listened to this, people couldn't believe with their eyes that I subjected myself to this. I listened to Afterlife by Five Finger Death Punch, and it's very cringy, it's very bland. The songwriting is lame. They just try to be tough and edgy, and it doesn't work at all. It's got a whole bunch of like influence from electronic music, and there's rapping on it, and it's just garbage. Psycho Sin is the buckethead of Bud Rock. Yeah, pretty much. I have a friend who is a big FFDP fan. ... Yeah. Does anyone actually like Psycho Sinner? I sure hope not. If you go to their Bandcamp page, they only have like 15 listeners. Next up is A very disappointing one because I saw this band live and they were excellent live, but this particular album didn't quite cut it. Obsidian by Northlane. First things first, the production. It sounded like it was quantized to death. The production was just loud. The drums were really loud. And Northlane, while they've always had like this poppy kind of commercial edge, I feel like they went a little bit too far with this one. But it's got the odd banger. Zen, Carbonized. Those songs were actually extremely good live, by the way, because they got the they got the crowd to chant along to the choruses. And the overall crowd energy at that show was absolutely fantastic. But yeah, this particular album didn't quite cut it for me. Okay, next up we got a relatively big release because people didn't like it that much and kind of made a panic about it. Scoring the End of the World by Motionless in White. Yeah, this was kind of in that Five Finger Death Punch camp of them just trying to be edgy and tough, and it doesn't work at all. It's just pretty run-of-the-mill modern metalcore, and that is not a good thing. Look, I like metalcore, but like mainly stuff from like the end of the 90s up until about the end of the 2000s. That era of metalcore is really good. You of course have the odd good band who's a very modern metalcore band who sounds pretty good, but yeah, this didn't quite cut it at all. Next up, I keep on forgetting that I need to take this a bit slower and see what you guys think as well. Whenever anything leads into industrial metal, especially without it going into something else, production like that can be common. Yeah. Here's the thing, though. I like drums being super loud in the mix. How when you listen to my songs, you know, my original material, you'll probably find that the drums is normally the loudest thing in the mix. Then guitars slightly under that, and then keyboards a bit under that if I'm using keyboards. Then, of course, bass is very quiet in relation to that. Not my style at all. Yeah, for the most part, I'm the same. Yeah, we know Satanic. Oh, hang on a second, guys. I just realized that Blackwater Rust is still not even in. Oh! I say that the moment he messages. Nice. Hello, Blackwater. You haven't missed much. You've just missed some garbage, to be frank. Next up, we got another really disappointing one. We got Korn. Wait, what? The drums being louder can be punchy, but there could be some more annoying experiences than it being loud. Yeah. Wait, annoying examples. Yeah, Korn's Requiem. It was like too simple for its own good. Once again, the production was kind of just lacking. And the bass was really, really quiet, which is weird for Korn, because when I listen to Korn, I want that bass to be like super upfront because their bass player is a machine. And that was a huge part of their early sound. And yeah, it just felt like all of their heaviness was gone pretty much. And it was just... It went for 34 minutes, I think, and it felt like 50. It was just not that fun to listen to for the most part at all. I also have a friend who likes FFDP, but I don't know if he's still a fan. Oh. Listens to In Flames in honor of Lemon. Yes, I saw that. Epidemic of Violence is goaded. What do you mean? Epidemic's good where the drum sound can be overbearing, yeah. I haven't actually listened to that. I might seek it out. This was a step down from the nothing and not even a Korn fan. Yeah, Korn overall is a band I'm not that big on at all. I love their debut, though. That's one of those rare bands where their debut is like easily their best for me. See also bands like Morbid Angel, of course. But yeah, overall, Requiem was quite disappointing. Requiem exists, one of the Korn albums of all time. Exactly my thoughts. The drums are loud, yeah, but the songs are so good, I don't really care. Issues is my favorite. I've actually still never listened to Issues. Never. Next up is one in advance. Next up is another one that people were disappointed. Time Wave Zero by Blood Incantation. Yeah, they ditched death metal for a bit, and it's exclusively ambient, but Parts of it were really good. Like, boring. Yeah, that's the issue. The whole point of ambient music is that it's supposed to be kind of repetitive and droning, but they do this too much. Like, my one class shorts. Yeah. I've actually been meaning to listen to that ambient project. Oh, poopy ambient album, yes. No, honey, we have. But what Blood Incantation need to do, they need to stick with being a freakishly weird death metal band. And when they do dive into ambient, it's pretty good. Like, at about, yes, let's listen to this ambient motif over and over. Yes. Oh my god. If every single song was cut in half and they added a bit more variation between each track, this would have probably been really good. But no, it's the same stuff looped over and over for about 4 minutes, and then it's time for the next movement. But guys, from here on out, I could probably listen to pretty much everything in this next portion of the list and have a pretty good time. Next up, we have 2 EPs, actually, that I listened to. First up, we got Blue Nothing by Worm. Disgusting, gross, slow, and very heavy death doom. I knew I had to check this out because I loved Forever Glade. That was a brilliant album. And yeah, this is shaking hands with it. This is a great release. 27 minutes, 4 songs. Good job, guys. This was a solid outing. Worm are great, yes. I'm Soul, by the way. Oh, okay. Worm is indeed awesome. Yeah. I want to listen to Forever Glade again, actually, because wow. That was really good. And the second EP I'm going to talk about right here is Rotoscope by Spiritbox. I'm aware that a lot of you guys hate this band. This was a pretty solid EP, though. I love the title track and Hysteria, and the other track, which I'm blanking on the name of, was kind of eh. But yeah, those other 2 songs were pretty damn solid, and I definitely listened to them a fair bit. I should probably check this out to see if I like it. Well, it's a 3-song EP, and it went for about 11 minutes. Overhyped band, but with good musicians, yeah. Maybe these bands' EPs are a bit different. No, it's kind of a continuation of the heaviness of Eternal Blue, pretty much. Well, the first half of Eternal Blue, at least. I think Spiritbox is both overhated and overloved at the same time. Yes. I'll definitely check out Worm. Yes. Listen to the EP and for Everglade. Spiritbox, yeah, they exist. I'm actually seeing them next month at the Notfest Metal Festival. I just want to hear them play the title track of Rotoscope, and then I'll be happy. Okay, next up we got a decently big release from a black metal band that I'm aware that loads of you guys love. The Long Defeat by Death Spell Omega. This is honestly not what I was expecting at all from them, because a lot of this was really restrained and kind of slow. And it had some like legitimately big guitar and bass melodies from time to time. But yeah, when they really cranked up the speed, it kind of took me back to the days of Paracletus, which I actually listened to Paracletus again a couple of days ago. Damn, that album is fantastic. Really, really, really good. It's pretty disappointing. Yeah. I was kind of expecting another fast Ite or Paracletus, and I got very surprised. I didn't enjoy this one too much, obviously. If anything, it reminds me more of not even going to bother saying that. Which is kind of a regression. Oh, really? Seems like the only one who likes it. I did like it. Just there was other things that caught me a lot more. Can you check the previous one? Yeah, maybe I will. From 2019. Oh, okay. Which one would that have been? Death Spell Omega. Oh, isn't that the one with the tower floating in the water? Um, Furnaces of Palingonesia, however you say that. Yeah, it's the tower that's floating in water, question mark. I hope they don't double down on the post-metal influence. Furnaces was a lot better. Falsity and Paracletus are both top 10 at BMLs. Wow. Paracletus would probably scratch my top 15. Don't know about top 10, though. Next up is a very big death metal release, actually. It's time to rise from the grave. Classic throwback death metal in the style of the more complex edge of Cannibal Corpse, Morbid Angel, and blah, blah, blah. One thing that stood out to me is that these guys are one of those throwback bands who are not afraid to use that old school and gritty production. Like, this genuinely sounded like it could have came out in 1995 or something like that, alongside, Pierce from Within and Slaughter of the Soul and blah, 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 blah. Rise from the grave. Yeah. Good album. Just listened a couple of days ago. I first listened to it about 2 weeks after it came out and haven't actually revisited it. Doesn't do much for me. These guys, the tuning on their guitars must be like a G or something like that. It's just, so low. And accompanying it with a distorted bass, it just all clicks together. It's one of my favorite DM albums from the last year. Sounds a little generic. Yeah. That's kind of what happens when you're a throwback band. You're pretty much generic by default. Like, look at Frozen Soul and Gatecreeper. They kind of follow their influences to a fault, I would say. Next up, we got Artificial Brain. You want some weird stuff? Here you go. This album was just insane. I remember when I was listening to it, I was just... Will you talk about Satanic War Master? Yes, I will. In about, what? That's one of the last things I'm talking about, actually. Yeah, anyway, Frozen Soul, I'm not that huge on either. Yeah, I listened to their one album a couple of weeks ago, and it was just... I hated that every single song was pretty much the same tempo. Like, it just felt like it wasn't varied enough. Artificial Brain, on the other hand, rules. Yeah. This is a band that I'll cut them some slack for following their influences to a T. Because this straight up sounded like a Gorguts, Immolation, Demolish, all that weird stuff from towards the end of the 90s. And yeah, I really liked it. Speaking of Gorguts, they actually had Luke LeMay on vocals and guitar, I believe, for a lot of this. And yeah, it's just dizzying from front to back. Us as listening to it kind of like, what do I even do? I'm being relentlessly battered. And some of these tracks are on the longer side, if I remember correctly, too. Like 5, 6, 7 minutes. It was just... Oh my god. And as soon as it was over, I was just like, I don't think I soaked in any of that. I might as well have not listened to it at all. Because it's just in one ear and out the other, just how chaotic and dense it was. Ugh. Nice. I'm going to go study listening to it and come back when we will talk about the best album ever. Yeah, that's probably going to be in about 40 minutes at this rate. I definitely prefer Gorguts, Immolation, and Demolish inspired bands. Wait, what? I saw Artificial Brain live a few years ago, and the vocalist was drinking chalky milk on stage. That is pretty metal, yeah. Hey, Christian, you still here, buddy? Acts of God by Immolation. This is actually one of the first Immolation albums I checked out. I started with their debut, then listened to Acts of God, I think. All right, see you then. You can always just backtrack and then skip ahead once you've done hearing my thoughts about it. Even though I did already give you my thoughts like a week ago. Yeah, Acts of God, this... Immolation is indeed goated. Yeah, I listened to this straight after listening to their debut. Like, I listened to those a few months apart, and oh my god, I wasn't ready for just how chaotic and hellish this was going to be. I would argue that this is maybe their most chaotic, maybe. Oh, but there is Close to a Word Below as well. No, I listened to the debut Close to a Word Below, then this. Then On Holy Cult, which is probably my favorite. Then Atonement. Then Here and After. Then what else? Immolation. Immolation Band. There we go. The most chaotic is Failure for Gods. Yeah. But yeah, overall, this was a very good listen. Certainly had a few tracks that I've come back to a lot. You guys would have seen that when I was sitting in bed today. I'd just woken up and decided I would listen to some Immolation to wake me up a bit. Most chaotic is Dawn of Possession. No. Close to Word Below, Unholy Cold, and Atonement are my top three. I know for a fact that Unholy Cold and Atonement are my top two, but what's my third? I really don't know. Maybe Close to a Word Below? Oh, it's hard. Actually, maybe this new one. This new one might even be number three. I liked it a lot. Yeah, I don't know. Oh, next up we got one that was super overhyped by the core kids. It's kind of a late release of the year. You probably know exactly which album this is. I'll give you a second to figure it out. Wait, Doc left the server? Really? Hold up. What's going on over on Discord? Fraser is admin now? What the hell? Okay, guys, what am I talking about if the deathcore community overhypes this to hell? It should be screamingly obvious. Venom Prison? No. Pain Remains by Lorna Shore. To me, this was one of those rare albums that kind of just gets better and better as it went along. Because the first couple of tracks I really wasn't feeling at all. And then the last, like, 4 songs were actually really good. Who was hyping this to any degree? What are you talking about? People are hyping it a lot. Because they were like, oh, after this EP, they're going to come back and slam it. Blah, 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 blah. And people were talking about it so much. Leading up to it being released. Died Shadow of Intent. We will get to Shadow of Intent a bit later on, bro. A bit later on. Yeah, and only like 3 away from talking about Shadow of Intent. But yeah, overall, this was just very generic deathcore. Very generic. And one of the songs has a breakdown like 20 seconds in. Are you kidding me? Will seems like a cool dude. Yes, a very cool guy. For sure. I follow the common opinion that the EP was a lot better than this. Because all 3 songs on that EP are fantastic. And then they dropped this, where it's like a couple of good songs out of 10. Where is FFAA? Don't worry. That's coming up a lot later. Because I loved that one. Wait. 13, 14. Did I give 2 things the number 14? Oh no. Man, Questy server is kind of spiraling out of control today, isn't it? Bored and ashore, yeah. It exists. Okay, next up we got something very different. Divine Cancel by Psychroptic. Got a rep my boys from down in Tasmania, I believe. So almost Australian? Almost? Us Australians always debate if Tasmania is truly part of Australia or not. Anyways, yeah, this is really shreddy and complex tech death. The melodies and the way that the guitar, bass, and drums all lock together is nothing short of fantastic. And even though it's really complex and shreddy, you know exactly where the beat is all the time. Because the drummer is able to like, I don't even know what the words I'm looking for are here. He just keeps the groove going, but is still able to throw in a whole bunch of like weird accents and stuff. It's kind of in the same vein of Ulcerate. How what's his face? Jamie will just be doing these crazy cymbal patterns, but it still like locks in perfectly. You know exactly what's happening. Oh my god. Psychoptic is good and Psychoptic is really good. Very good record. Yeah. Pretty much. Okay, next we got two in a row that I flat out don't remember anything about. We got Epigon by Will the Run, which I'm aware that Soul really, really loved. But yeah, I just remember this being a very Opeth inspired prog metal. And I remember thinking it was quite good. It was quite a commitment to listen to, though, because it was well over an hour. And as normal for this vein of metal, I had many songs that were really, really long. So I'll just move on to what's next, which I also don't really remember. Shadow of Intent by Allergy. I just remembered it being a really smartly written deathcore album. That's pretty much all I remember about it. So, next up, we got a huge release from a huge band, The Sick, the Dying, and the Dead by Megadeth. I do think Neobliviscaris is better at Opeth-inspired prog metal. I would definitely agree. I love Neobliviscaris. And not just because they're from my home city, though that does play into it a lot. Yeah, overall, this is a fairly solid release from Megadeth. And it's got a couple of songs that I thought were pretty trash, if I'm being fully honest. Like Mission to Mars, that's not a very good song. And there was a couple more I didn't like that much. Let's have a look. This Dying the Dead Megadeth. Um I think it was Soldier On that I didn't like that much either. But yeah, songs like Night Stalkers, Celebutante, We'll Be Back, Killing Time, Dogs of Chernobyl, those were good songs. Neo gets the edge for having sweet violin solos. And I'm pretty sure, if I'm not mistaken, their singer is the violinist as well. That's so cool. One of the biggest things I love about Neobliviscaris is first things first, they are incredible songwriters. And I love how they will just like slam you in the face with tech death. Then out of nowhere it'll be like music you would hear in Skyrim. It's I love it. Next up we got something that I'm not sure any of you listens to. Let Me In by Bestial Tongues. This is just 10 minutes of ridiculous death grind. And yeah, it was a very enjoyable listen. It was like 6 songs. None of them touched the 2-minute mark, so it was just, as I said, really in your face death grind. They even did a couple of music videos for these songs. And yeah. The YouTuber Pair of Jeans, this is actually his band. He, of course, plays guitar in it. And yeah, this was a pretty solid release. I think, yeah, Pair of Jeans. Bestial Tongues is pretty sick grindcore, correct? Okay. You guys want Venom Prison? You got it. This was a really enjoyable album. Their mix of death metal, deathcore, punk. There's even like some ambient and electronic music-ish sounding kind of songs. And yeah, this was a really smart and creative album, which I want to listen to again. Actually, you know what? I have listened to this a few times. And I don't know what else much to say other than it was really smart and creative. Next up, hey Christian, we both like this one quite a lot. Oh, What the Future Holds by Fit for an Autopsy. This has many, many, many songs that I listen to all the time. Far From Heaven, A Higher Level of Hate, the title track, and Son of a Bitch is one other song I really like too. Far From Heaven, yes. That's one of my favorite songs of last year, hands down. Oh, that song is insane. Wait. My keyboard is kind of ricketing against my mouse pad. That's weird. I'm playing it right now, Chad. Yeah, overall, this was not what I was expecting at all. When I heard it was deathcore, I was expecting something very, very different, but no. They pull from just enough influences that it actually became really interesting and very unique. Okay. Next up, we got a Revocation with Nether Heaven. This was very enjoyable death metal. Very enjoyable. The closing track had Trevor, Rest in Peace, You Legend, and of course Corpse Grinder on vocals. And the instrumental track, The Ninth Chasm, is really good. And Diabolical Masquerade, which is of course the first of two singles, that's a really good song too. Yeah, it's just Revocation doing what they do best. Just hilariously technical death metal. Which pulls a lot from jazz. I've noticed that a lot about Revocation is that Dave, who of course writes most of the songs, is very influenced by jazz. And I've actually seen him doing videos of like playing a lot of the guitar parts, and yeah, he flat out says, I love jazz and want to incorporate that into my death metal. And yeah, it's done so well here. 11 out of 10 masterpiece. Yeah, it's very dang good. Very dang good. Next up, you want another weird one? Blue Dowse Nord with Disharmonium Undreamable Abysses. This whole thing terrified me. It came out in the Australian winter, so it's nice and cold and rainy and foggy. So this was perfect to listen to this to. I listened to this while driving to and from work, and oh my god, it was terrifying. Every single song is insanely repetitive just to drill those melodies into your head and terrify you. I'm of course quite infamous for my opinion on a repetitive music, but here it needs to be repetitive, just to drill the terrifying melodies into your head. And I don't know what else to say other than it was a terrifying listen, which I really, really enjoyed. Many people are calling this one of the absolute best albums of last year, and you know what? It's definitely up there. And speaking of bands who love to be repetitive to really drill melodies into your brain, All Belong to the Night by Drudk. This is a great one. The opening track, the Nocturnal one, is one of my absolute favorite Drudk songs. The way that they just layer themselves and that giant clean break in the middle. And one of the best bits of the whole song is right at the end because they kind of trick you into a new part is coming, and then they just take you back to the intro and then fade it out. Nice one, boys. And November, that's a brilliant track too. And the near 16-minute closing track, it's all so good. Bro, I have to go. Good night. Oh, okay. I will see you in the next one, as I always say. Yeah, this was a very enjoyable album, which I listened to many times. A Druid can make no bad albums. Yeah, out of the 5 I've listened to, they were all very good. Blood on Our Wells, though. Wow. Ridiculously good. Okay, next up we got Synchro Anarchy. This was just Voivod doing what they do best. Thrash infused with avant-garde metal and prog metal. And yeah, there's pretty much nothing more to say there. It's just Voivod doing what they do best. Hey, Satanic. You back, bro? Satanic Wallmaster. Oh boy. This was just 36 minutes of furious, thrashy black metal. And there is really not a smooth edge on it. They just go for it pretty much the whole time. And yeah, this is quite an enjoyable listen. The drum performance on here as well is just ridiculous. Truly ridiculous. But the remaining 9, these were truly the best. These were the ones that made me go, wow. 22 was a really awesome year for metal. And first up in this top 9? Yeah. Everything here, I finished, took off my headphones, and went, wow. First up, we got Jubian by Rips to Shreds. This was a huge album the day it came out. I remember everyone was praising it left and right. So I knew I had to hear it. And when I finally did hear it, damn. Really, really good stuff. This is another throwback-ish kind of band. They got that classic Swedish death metal HM2 guitar tone. It's so good. And while for the most part I don't really enjoy super long death metal songs, that 10-minute middle track is hands down the best track here. And one of the best songs I listened to all year last year. There was influence from Melodeath on here. Another drum performance that was just off the chain. Yeah. Rips to Sheds was easily one of the best death metal records. I would probably say it was the best. I maybe would say that, actually. And then we got Morbidity Triumphant by Autopsy. This was just Autopsy doing what they do best. Pretty much nothing more to say there. Next up, we got Astral Fortress by Dark Throne. This was a really enjoyable listen. A lot of people are kind of like, no, this is kind of mid for Dark Throne. Screw that. I think this is really, really good in terms of their discography. Melodeath influence, I'm sold. It was only really on a couple of tracks that the Melodeath really points out. But yeah, it's nonetheless in there. Anyways, Astral Fortress. This is very much continuing on from Eternal Hails, which was just black metal infused with their love of classic heavy metal bands. And yeah, Astral was good but not amazing. Hard disagree. I loved it. It's one of my favorites by Dark Throne. Easily. I thought it was really, really good, man. I don't know what else to say. It's got songs like Caravan of Broken Ghosts and what's the other song? Stalagmite Necklace. That's a really good song too. It's got that like 1 minute interlude, which is very much a throwaway track. But yeah, overall, this was an album I really, really enjoyed. So, these top six, they will really threw me for a loop. I've listened to all of these many times. They have certain songs that I come back to all the time. And to finish this, we will be talking about my actual number one album of the year. First up, we got what was my album of the year for a couple of months, Song of Salvation by Dream On Ending. Wow. This is another one that just took the whole community by storm. Is that the right term? I don't know. the day it came out, everyone and their mother was just freaking out about it. And I listened to it a couple of days later, and yep, it's worth it. That opening title track is easily one of my favorite songs of all time. It's 14 minutes, but like not at any point does it lose your attention. And the middle, like 3 or 4 minutes, is just beyond amazing, bro. That being said, though, the other 3 or 4 tracks, they kind of go for like a vibe over giving you like proper focused songs. So it does kind of peak instantly and then kind of peter off. But those other tracks were pretty good as well. It just didn't even come close to how excellent that first track is. And I don't think they ever really showed up to it again. Also, I should make my face cam a bit bigger. Yeah, it looks alright. Oh my god, what is going on in Questy's Discord now? Yeah, a lot, yes. Maybe I should turn off Do Not Disturb so I can keep up with this in the corner of my screen. Now, Blackwater, I'm aware that you loved this a lot as well. So I'd be curious to hear your quick thoughts. Next up, we got another huge release, False Light by White Ward. This was one of many that as soon as it came out, everyone was like, album of the year, right there. I knew I had to listen to it. It's my album of the year. Oh. It should be no secret in the slightest what mine is. But hush about that for a second. Anyways, False Light by White Ward. This was another one where they just pulled from so many influences and it works so well. You of course have black metal as the primary influence. There was parts that were kind of metalcore-ish or deathcore-ish. They of course had jazzy instrumentation all over it, trumpet solos, cello solos, influence from ambient music. Whitewater was pretty interesting. Yeah, very interesting. This was another one I returned to a lot. And that near 14-minute opening track is just brilliant the whole time. And that huge ambient section in the middle with the trumpet. So good. And the almost 15-minute title track was amazing as well. Silent Circles was also really, really good. Yeah, this was just overall a really, really good album. And the hype was definitely worth it. Okay. Next up, Celebrity Therapist by the Callous Cowboys. Mathcore is not really a genre I dip my toe into that much. But wow. This was pretty much a one-to-one copy of Miss Machine by Dillinger. And I think it is just as good as Miss Machine, maybe even slightly better. Like, it copies Miss Machine to a T. It's got the furious mathcore moments. It's got the big poppy choruses. It's got the ambient moments. It's got the sound effects and everything. The production is perfect for this kind of music because it's so suffocating, but it never feels like anything is dominating it, everything else in the mix. Yeah, I love this album. I've listened to it loads of times. And of course, next up we got what people is calling one of the best grindcore albums ever made. It's by Wormrot. This is another one, just like these three. But you can tell they are pulling from so many different influences. It's another one that's got like jazz and classical and symphonic instrumentation. And yeah, everything clicks together so well. He, of course, has the furious short grindcore songs. You even have a couple of long-ish songs. By the standards of grindcore, that is, of course. And it's Wormrot. They are just one of the best bands in the modern grindcore scene. And their album Dirge is like, what, 23 tracks crammed into 18 minutes? Oh, it's so good. Miss Machine influences coming at like a speeding train. Exactly. I actually listened to both of those in one day, Miss Machine and then Celebrity Therapist. And yeah, I saw the similarities a lot. I thought they sounded really similar. Wasn't that huge? I knew Wormrot. Wow. Interesting. Oh, we're just keeping the train rolling with bands that pull from loads of influences, because next up we got Imperial Triumphant with Spirit of Ecstasy. You want to talk about weird? You want to talk about disturbing? Scary? Heavy? Confusing? Imperial Triumphant has got all of those descriptions in spades. Pretty much every single track was like, what, 6, 7, or 8 minutes long? And they just take you on this really weird and uncompromising journey the whole time. It was a dizzying and confusing listen from front to back. I've listened to it like 4 times, and I feel like I'm going to need like 8 more listens until I actually get it. Of course, Shane arrives as soon as I talk about Imperial Triumphant. I love that so much. What's up, buddy? Oh my god. Yeah, overall, I thought this was really, really, really good. I'm not that big on the last track, though. I feel like they kind of just make noise for nearly 8 minutes, and I just didn't like it. That last song is kind of garbage, if I'm being fully honest. I didn't like it. It just felt like it was chaotic and not that well harnessed. I remember listening to that track for a second time and being like, I don't know about this one, guys. But yeah, the other 7 tracks, those were all really good. But coming in at number 1, hands down the best album I listened to last year, and already one of my favorite albums of all time. Woe by An Abstract Illusion. This sounded like Opeth, Dream Theater, Nibliscaris, and classic death metal all had a baby. There's even some stuff from... there's even some like electronic music-ish bits and Abstract Illusion. Did I say it wrong or something? Anyways, it's 7 tracks with a couple of really long ones tucked in. Every single song blended straight into each other. The melodies were fantastic. Every single person puts in an absolutely killer performance, especially the drummer. But the kick drum was too loud. Anyways, it just took you on this huge journey, and I loved pretty much every single part of it. It was just incredible from front to back. I didn't even know how to say this was just that good. This is another one I've already listened to like 5, 6, 7, 8 times. And I knew it was my album of the year by only track 4. Enough said. I want to hear from you guys now. What stood out to you the most last year? Give you a second to think about it. I'll make myself bigger. My opinion, death metal and black metal dominated, absolutely. That is pretty true. You had some excellent stuff across both subgenres. Welcome back. Hello. When I told you about Satanic War Master, I was like, hey, Satanic, are you still here? Satanic War Master. I watched the part about the best album of Cap. I honestly have no clue. A lot of albums I listened to last year were just okay to decent. Damn. Like I said before, I had about 8 or 9 that truly rose above the rest. I'm so glad you liked it, man. Yeah. In my own words, just super thrashy and intense black metal. Arch Enemy, it's true that album was absolutely furious. Yeah. They didn't waste any time with that. No drum fill or anything to start it off. Just boom. Gone. Now what, guys? I didn't really plan anything else after this because I was expecting to take a lot longer than 1 hour to get through all of this. Goat Moon or Satanic Horseman? Oh, that new Goat Moon. Yeah, I actually kind of wanted to add that to my top stir of stuff I wanted to get to for this year. 2023. There it is. I have so many top lists at this point. Oh my god. Good Moon. There we go. Cool. In Flames ranking. Oh, I should have done that on stream, actually. Wait. I think I actually might do it on stream because I think I have the slideshow ready. You guys want to see my In Flames ranking right now? Fully unscripted and we can discuss it? I've been meaning to do that for so long. I should not even kidding do it right now. Whoo! Shane is probably sitting there right now, like yes. I'm just gonna toss a few artworks onto the front page. Man, you guys are going to have a stroke at some of these placements. Holy crap. Tier list or no? A proper numbered ranking. I don't know, but screw it. I'll just go with this list, even though it's probably not 100% accurate to my opinions. Most of these I've only listened to once. I should just throw that out there, so my opinions will definitely be subject to change. Questy's list was fun, yeah. Questy's list is like... That's one of the weirdest In Flames rankings I've ever seen. Like, how do you put a sense of purpose number one? I don't understand that at all. Opinions are opinions, blah 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 blah. But no. I was probably actually going to record that In Flames ranking today anyway. Oh, with the. Oh, it doesn't quite fit perfectly. Oh no. Hmm. What do I put? Oh. Sense of purpose is good, so I'm okay with it at number one. Really? I still haven't listened to the New In Flames. The New In Flames is really good. Really, really good. And where I put it is going to give you guys a bit of a stroke. Oh boy. But with In Flames, everybody knows what's last. Because it is their worst fact battles. You guys know why it's bad. They go into their alternative rock/metal phase. This is the apex of it, and it's just not good. The songs are just lazy and corny and cringy and just so empty sounding. It was just like, Same story with, of course, Siren Charms. It's safe to say that pretty much all of us In Flames fans have these two at the bottom. Sirens is worse. Yeah, it's truly a coin. It's truly a coin flip. Either one of those could be lost. Same story with Siren Charms. They just lean into that commercial rockish sound too much. They're not even Melodeath anymore. Like, In Flames are one of those bands who just needs to stick to their core sound, you know? Same thing with Megadeth. What a ball fest, yeah. And if I'm not mistaken, Battles is like 55 minutes long. Battles in Flames. No. Flames. It's really long, I think. That is not the kind of album that needs to be that long. 47 minutes. Yikes. Okay, with those two out of the way, we hit like 6 in a row that I listen to and go, okay, that was decent. I know most people have this a bit higher, a bit, but I don't know. A lot of this just felt kind of samey to me, and like they were just kind of running out of ideas. Because this came straight after what? Come Clarity or Rewrite to Remain or something. Oh, hang on a second, guys. I'll be back in a sec. Hello. Nothing much. Yep. Turn on the washing machine, alright. Oh, okay. Wash them separately, yeah. Right. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's supposed to be a pretty hot one today, actually. Right. Right. Oh, true, yeah.
But maybe I'll just might work out better if I come home after the racing, especially if Oscar hasn't got anywhere to stay the night.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is Aaron staying for Saturday or?
We were thinking Friday night actually.
Yeah. Okay. And have you got any plans for Saturday night then? Or?
No.
Oh, okay. All right. I put the dishwasher on.
Oh, so empty that as well, yeah.
Yeah. And are you doing any homework today?
Yeah, probably we'll get a wriggle on with that critical thinking assignment.
Yeah, you might as well get into it. All right. And,
over the weekend or something.
Yeah, maybe on Sunday we need to do some stuff there.
True.
Yeah. All right. So bring in that washing.
Yep.
Can you not leave the black jeans and the Motex shirt all crumpled up in the washing basket?
Oh, all right. Yeah.
Like, so when you take off the clothesline, just fold the jeans up.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Yeah, so they're not all just mashed and wrinkled.
All right.
Yeah.
Sounds
right,
good.
Feed your cats.
Yeah, that's fair.
All right, mate. I'll see you a bit later on.
Bye. So, as I was saying, this one just kind of blends together for me. It does have the odd good track, but yeah, overall, it's not exactly my thing. Which is, and that's a similar story with Reroute to Remain. It's got Cloud Connected and Trigger. Those are a couple of really, really good songs. But yeah, most of it just kind of blends together and sounds like they're running out of ideas. Next up is I the Mask, which I'm aware a lot of people would probably have right next to Siren Charms and Battles. But for this one, they actually feel like they're not dead. So that instantly puts it above Battles and Siren Charms. And once again, it's got the odd very good song. I don't know what to say, man. Next up, Come Clarity. This opens with Takes This Life, which is one of the best In Flames songs of all time. I'll fight anyone who argues otherwise. And Your Bedtime Story is Scaring Everyone is not that good of a song at all, actually. I don't like that song. And Shane, help me out. What are some good songs from this one? If you guys are even still awake. I'm here. Hello, Satanic. I feel like I don't really know your opinion of In Flames overall, Satanic. I'm doing my Snapchat streaks. Man, I think the couple albums are decent. Not something I'd re-listen to, but nothing too painful. So they're kind of one of those bands you just chuck on and go, this is okay. All right. Oh my god, my shorts are pinching up against the chair. Okay, next up is the sense of purpose. This one is a fair bit better. Yes, at least for the early stuff. This one is a fair bit better. Like, the choruses are much better and don't make you cringe. The songwriting and performances has improved a fair bit. And then, I think with Sounds of a Playground fading, they got even better again. They just... It sounds more like a return to the stuff from Come Clarity, but I, of course, think this is better. It's once again a bit heavier, and the vocals take more of a heavier approach too. And it's not one of the ones that's on the longer side, like Siren Charms, Battles, blah blah blah. All that not so good music you heard a bit earlier in their discography. But yeah, once again, it's not one I care about too hugely. It's more just like, yeah, this is good. Okay. But this is one of 2 or 3 placements that people are going to get annoyed at. Number 6 is Clayman. Hoo-hoo, people are going to get angry. Yeah, it's Clayman. There's, of course, classic tracks like Bullet Ride, Pinball Map, the title track, which is another one of the best In Flames songs of all time. And Satellites and Astronauts, that's a really good track too. After that, I don't care for this one too much. But yeah, those 4 tracks are strong enough that it kind of carries the rest for me. 1 second, Satanic. No! Ugh. It's all good. Beef. Good times. There we go. Everyone who is still here, type something in the chat. There are 3 of you, and I've only heard from 2 of you for a long time. Even if you just want to write a full stop. Hail Werewolf. I might even just turn this into another music reaction stream. I don't know. Man, it must be doing that thing where it lags out again, and you can't even tell who was in here. Okay, I've said my piece on Clayman. Next up is Horacle. This is a good one. Dialogue with the Stars is great instrumental. Gyroscope, Jotun. Those are all good songs. But the rest don't stand out to me hugely. But I find it to be more consistently enjoyable than Clayman. So it goes just a tiny bit higher. Number 4 is Lunar Strain. This is a fantastic debut from a band who would very quickly get a bit better. Behind Space is another one of the absolute best In Flames songs. And it's really technical and proggy. This is like almost a song you would expect from like Death or Atheist at the time, not In Flames. And the classical and jazz, symphonic, whatever instrumentation across here is really good because you get that nice and pretty everlasting instrumental. And yeah, this is just furious the whole time, pretty much. And it works so well. Coming in at number three is the new one, Foregone. Bean Man, what are you doing? This only just came out. And it's only mid-tier in terms of their discography. And I say to you, no, it's awesome. Absolutely awesome. Most people are saying this is kind of mid-tier for their discography, and I think it's one of their best. State of Slow Decay, awesome song. Foregone Part 1, awesome song. Meteor Maker, already one of my favorite In Flame songs. In the Dark, amazing. Bleeding Out, amazing. Forgone Part 2, amazing. The Great Deceiver, amazing. I don't know, man. I really enjoyed this from front to back. I don't know what to say. But hi, Shane. Colony is number 2. Straight away starting off with The Body of the Visible. Brilliant track. Scorn. That middle part is one of the best In Flames moments ever. The re-recording of Behind Space. The title track. Resin. Man-Made God. A brilliant instrumental. Come on. It's Colony. Colony. Bro, Harkle at 5. You better believe it, buddy. It was originally number 3. Then it did kind of fall a bit after what the hell is that? That's probably foam off the side of my headphones. Yeah. Look at these headphones. Hang on. Right there. Colony is amazing. Absolutely. But you know what's even more amazing? The Jester Race. Wait, what? Off the new album, I only heard State of Slow Decay and really liked it. The Jester Race, bro. I started with it for In Flames. And it's always been the best for me. A lot of people call it the best, hands down, by In Flames. And, well, I agree as well. Moonshield, amazing song. Graveland, the best In Flames song ever. December Flower. The Jester's Dance. Jester Race is my number 1. Exactly my point. Ugh. Lord Hip. Stop making that Graveland joke. You do this every time, Satanic. Jester Race. What else we got? Dead Eternity is a great one too. Artifacts of the Black Rain. It just never ends how good it is. I love this soundtrack. It's very quickly becoming one of my all-time favorites, actually. If I ever made a rough top 50 of all time, this is 1000% in there. And I would say it's right next to Slaughter of the Soul for being the best Melodeath album ever made. I would go that far. You guys know how much I love my Slaughter of the Soul, so that's a pretty big statement. So, for a recap, since we have more people in here now, 14 battles, Siren Charms, Soundtrack Your Escape, Reroute to Remain, Eye of the Mask, Come Clarity, A Sense of Purpose, Sounds of Playground Fading, Claim It at number 6. Ah! Then Horrible at number 5. What are you doing, Ben? These are supposed to be higher. Luna Straight at number 4. Foregone at number 3. I know what you're thinking. No. Colony at number 2. And then, of course, eternally, Just the Race at number 1. I'm once again out of stuff to do. I like Forge, but not that much, yes. Gay Man kind of low, but it's not much higher for me either. Gay Man. Oh my god. Okay. Why is my own video being recommended to me? Thank you. Now it's locking to the grid correctly. Come on. Come on. There we go. I have Gay Man at 4. Okay. I had it 6. So yeah, only a tiny bit bigger. Someone give me a song to listen to. If it's something I've already listened to before, I will ignore it though. Nick Nocturnal, yeah. I only watch Nick Nocturnal sometimes. Like, as you can see, I'm only watching like every 4th or 5th video. Pretty sure this was in my watch later, yeah. I never did watch it though. Blood Incantation, my boys! Screw it, I'm gonna put on Starspawn. I've been meaning to re-listen to that. I got the full... Okay, I'll just click on that. Starspawn. Listen to Voice of Steel. I've already listened to that, so I will say no. Chaoplasm, sure. They should. Yes, you should. Listen to... Right, I'm not trying to write that out. I'll just copy and paste it. Graded down with Graded Adams. No. Hidden History of the Human Race is way better. Way better. Yeah, buddy. I like this one. Only 5 tracks. Snaggle! My boy came. Speeding it up a bit. Nice. I really shouldn't be here right now, but I can get away with it. Made in history? You bitch. That's for you, Blackwater. But at the same time, I love you, bro. Okay, okay. Ain't mid though, no. But I love the memes, yes. Okay, okay. I'm adding this one. This one is good. Aeroplasm, alright. Uh, Cool. Bean, I'm gonna trigger you right now. Oh no, what are you going to say? All music is mid. Right, Snagger, what have you got? Shush. More like mid Adele, more like you're mid. Hmm. We love Dexter, we love Dexter, yes. I thought it was done. Sound of mid-severance? Get that knife and... No, you guys need to stop dogging my boy. Sound of perseverance. Also, Death Western by Spirit World. I've still not listened to that actually. I will though eventually. Eventually. Blood limp cantation mid death. Oh my god. Ends with ambient, alright then. Damn, I might even listen to this at some point too. Ridiculous Soul of Ailment. Oh, that song is not very good. Alright, Satanic, here you go. Alright, straight into it, alright. Hmm. Starboard. Okay. Still in his how do you even say this? Still on the Holland? Okay, this is cool. This is cool. I know Satanic likes his raw stuff. How raw is this? It's not that bad actually, in terms of that kind of sound. I'm back. Hello, Shane. You missed pretty much the entire In Flames ranking. You know what? I'll move this to the other window. There we go. Damn it! I watch replay. Yeah. Oh, you guys want to know something else I've been meaning to do? I wanted to do one of those iceberg videos, one of those iceberg chart videos for extreme metal bands. There it is. I'll get to that soon. Just blur around the mask, Shane. Don't worry, Shane knows for a fact that I love comedy, so that's not true. Come on, Shane, that's obviously not true. This is another song I might add to my playlist. This is good. If it's even on Spotify, that is. Oh, it is good. Battles was above Clayman. Imagine. Okay, man. Someone, give me another song. Hmm. Actually, I think one of you did. No. Imagine, of course, you had Battles at number one, lol. Where did that boy even have it? Let's see. All that remains and death in my arms. All right. Second last. All right. So what? 13th. White ring death at sundown. Have you heard Bleed from Within? No. Soft Machine has a profile. All right, Satanic. That was a good song. That was a good song. 19 minutes. Bro. which one do you want me to listen to there, Blackwater? Because if you want me to listen to the full 19 minutes, I'll probably just save that for my own time and tell you my thoughts later. I'll just leave it like that then. That's only count of Tuscany length. Yeah, true, true. The whole thing. Oh my god. You psycho. Acoustic opening. Okay, okay. I should shave. It's been a couple of weeks. best too. Ooh, I like this bit. This sounds like a riff I wrote recently, actually. Oh, typical metalcore. Sean Chandler? You watch Sean Chandler as well? Hell yeah, buddy. Mm. Mm. Hey, I'm Sean Chandler, and I started this channel because I started talking about movies way too much. If you can relate, then you're probably in the right place and should consider subscribing. Mm, mm. Harmonized solo section? Alright. Good stuff. Breakdown, alright. Okay, okay. Into another solo. Oh my god, nice. Cody Leach, yes, I love Cody. Watch him all the time. All the time. Right, because those two are friends. Yeah. This is another one I'm gonna check on my playlist. What the hell, guys? And this in my house. Then they faded out. Right, Shane, good rec, good rec. Now it's time for this White Maroon band. That's a cool artwork, first things first. Great album, yeah, I should also check it out. Pretty also pretty metal. Hmm. I need another song, boys. Big time summoning worship. Not in this song. Night Rage. Okay. Give it a 5 out of 5. Good stuff, bro. Oh, that's Sean Chandler now. Nice. Speaking of subbing, I listened to Old Morning's Dawn a few days ago. That was really good. Really good. Hey, what? Like a funeral veil of melancholy. What? Well, I better get comfy for that song. 11 minutes. Mm. Like Children of Bodom. I've never really tried them at all. I only know like 2 songs. I can try this then. Goat Moon Alone. Alright. Titanic probably just jumped up a little bit. Needle 24/7. Oh, yeah, I know that song. I don't even remember it though. Ew. Ba-da. Ugh. Finish Good Storm. Keep of what? Calation Ascendant. Uh, actually, you know what? I was fucking there. Okay, that was quite a good song too. Oh, and it's got a music video score. Yo, what's up, Bean Man? Not much, bro. Oh, just that. Goat Moon is one of the best bands ever. Shane Man. Oh no. Bangtank Shane Master. Mm. Bean Wolf. Wow. Eh. Damn. Through the funeral maelstrom of evil. Hey, Satanic. It's your band. Yeah, I'll do this one. In shades. In beans. I do like. I do like. Mutilation! Yep. My favorite band, we know. Oh, Shane. They're really groovy. Uh, I think I'm about due for another coffee. Yeah. Add some more food. Ugh. Oh, God. I didn't even go to sleep that late last night. Eh. Keyboard solo. Okay, okay. There's your mutilation tier list, young man. I'm just imagining Cat's voice in my head for all of these. Oh my god. You want mine? I'll give you mine. In the toilet. I think that was a joke one that I made. Okay, first things first. No S tier. Oh, poor old Satanic is just sitting there like, no, they're slamming my band. Ah! Sorry, Galaxy's an 8. No, I love that one. Isn't that Majestus? Not for me at all, bro. Vampires of Black Imperial Blood, that's a great one. That's a B. No S tier, shocking. Yeah, no. S tier for me is reserved for like stuff that's truly, truly next level. Remains, that's a C. Black Millennium, that's a C. Red and Conning, D. Anyways, Black Millennium is my fave. All right, Black Millennium is my fourth, I think. Black Millennium is such a masterpiece. The track "No Mercy for Humans," now that's a masterpiece. I love that song. Love, love, love that song. No mercy for humans. Yes, a keyboard and a guitar solo. Yes, bro. Me like. That one little part where they just play random notes are nice. Screw it, I want to put on No Mercy for Humans now. I love that song. No Mercy for Humans. Another chorus, alright. I love Majestus, we know. Dude. No Mercy for Humans. Yes. Mm. Ah. Oh no, you're listening to Mutilation. Correct. This song is amazing. Where's your bean tier list? I wonder if that even exists. Something about beans. There is a beans tier list. Nice. Coffee beans, S. Because that gives you coffee. Oh, And they go back to the intro. Oh, so good. So, so good. Green beans? Cocoa beans, yes. Yes, true that. That's like a chocolate. Baked beans, that's not an S. What even all these other ones? Uh, Green beans, that's an A. Green beans are good. Beans too, this Jesus Christ. Audio is getting worse for some reason. That's weird. It should still be fine. There's nothing else going on my end. Audio is getting worse? What? Am I at least still easy to make out? It's fine now. Really? That's probably something on your end then. Now it's good. All I did was grab my mic cable and just like give it a wiggle. I wonder if that's what helped. It was just a bit muffled VC moment. Okay, good now. What? This cable is dying on me, bro. Sometimes I'll be in VC and it'll just randomly be like it's like, all right, Jesus. Is that now? It's good. Pay respects to the mic cable. No. No, that's fucking. Now it's bad again. Are you kidding me? What? The cable is giving up. Is it really? The mic was just copying the relation prediction. Oh, Jesus, bro. The mic is it's a fan of the second one in particular. Honestly, accurate. Yeah. That's a good one. Anyways, let's get back to this beans tier list. Oh my god, this is so stupid. What even are these beans? I'm the bean man and I don't even know what this is. This is concerning. Hmm. That's pretty good though. Coffee beans, cocoa beans, and baked beans in S. Can't go wrong with those. Boo. Maybe I should do this iceberg chart now. That one. Extreme metal iceberg. All the important beans ranked exactly. How many different bands do we even have on here? Jesus. Um, is it? Wait, so I need to stop virtual camera. History of beans iceberg. So in 25,000 BC is when the baked bean was discovered, and it's been immortalized ever since because it's really good. Enough said. Oh, I originally wanted to do this as a filmed video rather than live because I had a funny joke in it. Um, now I can make myself really big. Because part of the joke is this video was that I would say bean core at the bottom. So stupid. Because Because, guys, Beancore is the most inaccessible extreme metal of all. So, you guys know how an iceberg chart works, right? You pick a topic, and you pick what's very accessible at the top, and then you just descend until like the bottom, where basically no one likes this stuff. So Beancore fits in here perfectly because Beancore sucks. hmm. Okay. So we're talking about extreme metal here. So black metal, grindcore, death metal, blah 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 blah. At the top, for the most accessible of these bands, near the bottom is where Tetragrammicide goes. Oh, I've heard of that band. Tetragrammicide. War metal noise, black noise. Oh, that kind of thing. Yikes. Who are the most accessible bands I have here? First things first, I'll toss in Voltron. I've always felt that they are one of the most accessible death metal bands of all time. Is it about underground or accessibility? Kind of both, actually. At the top, I've always argued that Voltron are one of the most accessible death metal bands. Like, especially if you throw in the later stuff, like For Victory, especially those ones Loyal, because that's got a lot of like slower, groovier kind of blues-inspired songs. Yeah, is it DM Iceberg? No, it's like death metal, black metal, grindcore, funeral doom, that kind of stuff. Oh, speaking of funeral doom, that made me think of another one. Text bucks. What is it? Son of a bitch band called? There we go. Everyone Questies Discord, we actually rip on this particular funeral doom band a lot. So yeah. You probably know who I'm talking about since I brought up that we rip on them a lot in the Questies Discord. All extreme metal, got it, yeah. Do I throw that now? I don't know. No? Opeth probably... Is Opeth even on here? I forgot Opeth. What the hell am I doing? Right, Opeth. Once again, a fairly accessible band, because you could always start with Damnation and the prog rock stuff. Then you could ease your way into, I guess, Watershed would be the next spot from there, like in terms of heaviness and blah, blah, blah. You'd probably go to Watershed, then maybe... Where would you go from there? I don't know. Blackwater Park, since it's like a slightly more commercial version of their early stuff. Ghost Reveries, I'd argue, is very accessible. Yeah. Who else would I throw right on top? For a death metal album, at least, yeah. Okay, next up is Gothenburg Mellow Death. So, you know, In Flames at the Gates, Dark Tranquility, yeah, In Flames, exactly. I feel like that's very accessible for extreme metal because it's melodic death metal. It's very restrained in comparison to regular death metal. Speaking of mellow death, we have Bellicor, who are down from my home city. Hands down, the best band from my city. Bellicor are like one of the most accessible mellow death bands ever. There's barely any blast beats and really fast sections. You could give Children of Bodom and In Flames to a metal beginner. Yeah. They would be right up there too. Okay, now we get to tier 2. These are going to be more classic bands of the genre, stuff that's like very abrasive, but of course not as abrasive as the stuff we'll get into. Now we're talking about extreme metal as a whole. One band that needs to be brought up is Death. The inventors of death metal, and then they just become a prog metal band at the end. We don't even need to talk about Death, because Death get brought up all the time. Cannibal Corpse, hey? Another band who I don't even think is in here. Wow. Cannibal Corpse. Morbid Angel. Morbid Angel are also not in here. What am I doing? Ugh. Cannibal Corpse. Cannibal Corpse I almost want to put on tier 3. Because in comparison to other death metal bands that people tend to get into early, they are really heavy in comparison to the others. Another band I want to toss into the top tier for the most accessible stuff. Love them or hate them, but Deaf Heaven. It should be no secret that I love Deaf Heaven, bro. And especially Sunbather, that's a huge album for that kind of scene. And it got lots of people into black metal back in 2013 when it came out. So awesome. Dark Throne, that is another band I somehow forgot. Wow. Dark Throne. Agalog, don't worry, I'm getting to them in a second. Dark Throne, that absolutely needs to go in the second tier. They are a great entry-level black metal band because they kind of encompass everything that black metal is. They were one of the first of the scene, and yes, Dark Throne. I don't need to explain them to you at all, do I? Next up, another very much hated band, Cradle of Filth. I always thought that Cradle of Filth are a very good entry to black metal. Same with Agalog. They could be one of your first black metal bands too. Oh, come on. No, move this one. Thank you. Dissection. Yeah, that's another good one for this kind of tier. What else do they have for this tier? Okay, now tier 3. Tier 3 is going to be like bands of that kind of similar vein, but more intense. Right, I said I was going to drag Cannibal Corpse down to there. One that would absolutely go in there is Enslaved. Enslaved are a little bit too weird for people who want to get into black metal. From what I've seen, at least. Emperor is another one I would have in here. Specifically for Anthems of the Welkin at Dust and Equilibrium. Those are really intense in comparison to the stuff from the early black metal scene. Okay, Cryptopsy. I would argue the Cryptopsy would go all the way down to tier 4. They are probably the heaviest band of that time. Alongside, of course, Suffocation. Who are also, of course, very influential to the brutal death metal and slam and even deathcore as well. Another loved or hated band, one of my favorites, Panopticon. Got to put them into the tier 2 because I feel like that's pretty accessible black metal as well, given the blend of other stuff like death metal, which people tend to find easier to get into than black metal. The country music elements, the melodeath elements, of course, even the ambient and acoustic guitar stuff. Who do I have next? Incantation as well, I'd argue, is a decently inaccessible death metal band. Cryptopsy, Mecum, Medium, Suffocation. Yeah, Suffocation are there. Immolation, that's a good one, actually. Where do I go from here? I also had Napalm Death for this tier. Because they're not exactly an extreme metal band you want to get into super early. Next up, we need to get more weird with this. Carcass actually did have here. Carcass would probably be tier 3. I'll put them like in between, like that. I'll put them right on the line. Because you of course have their early stuff, which is very inaccessible if you want to get into extreme metal. But then you of course have the legendary hardwork and surgical steel, which, yeah, I'll say tier 2 or 3 for the first two. Really? If you're talking like very early carcass, that's like tier 4 or 5. IMO Darkthrone is at least as abrasive as Emperor and Enslaved, if not more. Out of those three, I would say that Emperor are hands down the most abrasive. But I say Darkthrone that high because stuff like Panzerfaust and a lot of the newer stuff would be quite accessible. But if you're talking classic stuff, that's like 3 or 4. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Tier 5 is where we're going to start getting really weird. That is where my boy's Blood Incantation will rightfully fit. Death Spell Omega will also be a great addition for that tier. Yep, the moment you said it. Okay, Gorguts I'll put straight into the tier below, because you of course have Obscura, Colored Sands, and From Wisdom to Hate. But if you're talking their very early stuff, that should be like tier 3, you know? Portal, don't you worry, Portal are here. Portal are like way down there. Portal is just a trip, to say the least. Where would stuff like Imperial Triumphant and Osrite go? Imperial Triumphant would be way down there, bro. I might honestly put them right near Portal. Oh, hang on. This is annoying me. Abigor, yeah, that's another good one too, actually. Really intense and technical, true. Abigor is probably on par with Gorguts. High Satanic, we got Mutilation, that's very inaccessible. Hell, most people here don't even like them, despite being huge black metal fans. I was really digging Imperial Triumphant only to dunk on Shane. Ad nauseum, that's the lowest of the low. That's nearly Beam Core. Oh my god. Sun O, another band that lots of people here hate. So you're going into weirdness standard, I guess. Dabsicore will be like, oh, Dabsicore. Yeah. That's a 2-man project, right? Dabsicore. Esoteric, yeah, that's another good one too. Hey. I'm trying to copy the boxes. I also had Ahab here. They are probably one of the more accessible Funeral Doom bands because they don't hit like 20, 25, 30-minute song territory. Funeral Doom is one of those weird genres that on paper I should think is trash, but I actually really like. Because they, oh, Bell Witch, that's another good one. You were just talking Mirror Reaper. That's like all the way down here somewhere. Hell, that could maybe even be a Bean Core tier. But yeah, Bell Witch is probably about there. Someone mentioned Esoteric. Emits. Oh, that needs to be a Bean Core, yeah. Oh man. Esoteric is probably there as well. I need to give Esoteric more of a shot, actually. Esoteric band. Where's their channel? Channel? Maniacal Veil is a magical album, yes. Abruptum, oh yeah, that's another really low one. Put it like that, maybe? Which one do I put on for later, though? Screw it, that one. Okay. What else do you guys want to suggest? If Dark Ambient counts, no, I want to keep this to extreme metal. Abrupt. If so, you might include one of the Asian Dark Ambient projects. Abruptum, yeah, that's all the way down there. Bean! Hello, Boss Antelope 86. Alcest could be a tier 2, absolutely, yeah. I'm Redhead from Discord. Yeah, I picked that up. I recognize the channel. Channel name, rather. Yeah, Redhead, I watch your discography reviews sometimes. Alcest is 1. Actually, you know what? I'd probably go with that all the way at 1. Especially a Carla de Lune, that is really accessible. And Kodama as well, I guess. The Iron Maiden ranking was fun. Oh, yeah. Oh, do you mean Redhead's one? That was funny. Especially when you were talking about a matter of life and death. That was really funny. I need to open up my Spotify for inspiration now. Oh, what's it doing? What retrospective of mine did you like? Well, I've seen quite a few. I watched your Morbid Angel one, the Carcass. Didn't you do Carcass? I think. I do agree that a matter of life and death being mind-numbingly boring. It's not necessarily boring to me. It's just there's not really any songs that I pick out and go, oh, that's good. I just kind of listen to it front to back and go. Did I already have Cryptopsy on here? Yeah. With Cryptopsy, if you're just talking None So Vile, that could honestly be like all the way down here somewhere. I haven't done Carcass yet. I thought you did. I thought you did do Carcass. Oh, I remember you were talking about doing it once. That's probably what I'm getting confused with. If anyone has more bands, I would be doing this. Besom tier 3, yeah. Rhythm. Tier 4. 3 sounds about correct. I did a review of Torn Arteries back in 2021. Speaking of Besom, I finally listened to the classic First Fall. Finally. And for the most part, I thought it was decent. But like I wasn't too crazy about it. I knew for a fact that Besom would be something that's not too much my thing. None So Vile is tame to what I was expecting. Wow. I don't know, man. No matter how many times I listen to None So Vile, it's one of those albums that just batters me into the ground every single time. Aviz is the gear. Aviz? It's almost only 4 tracks, right? Yeah. That was a pretty good one, yeah. If you're talking the first four by Burzum, the classic four, I'd probably go Philosophum last. Then probably Decimangum, then Haviz, then the debut, actually. Oh my god, another one of these rare bands where I like the debut the most. Wow. Druidika's better, though, no competition. Yes, 100%. 100%. Druidika tier 3, you think? Yeah, probably tier 3. I love these iceberg videos. I watch them a lot. Yeah, tier 3 seems about okay. IDK, I think they are kind of accessible compared to most black metal bands. Yeah. Some people might be thrown off by how repetitive they are, though. I know this guy right here certainly thinks that their repetition is not that good sometimes. Most of the songs in Autumn Aurora, for example, I know that that's kind of a classic for the band, but I kind of listened to it and went, "No, this is too repetitive for me. You're way too repetitive." That being said, though, I love that super super long show from Forgotten Legends. I know, right? Blackwater. I finished Autumn when I first finished Autumn Aurora. I hopped on the Discord and I was like, I liked that a lot, but too repetitive for me. How could you skip Mayhem? Yeah, that is true. How could you forget Bathory? Jesus, true that. Mayhem is probably tier 2. Bathory is probably another tier 2, honestly. Tier 2. We need to fill up these lower tiers more. You guys said some really inaccessible stuff before. Venom tier 1 or 2? I'd probably say tier 1 for Venom. Gojira probably tier 1. Yeah, that's true. Gojira. Each time I do this, I need to make the font green and make it smaller. I'm not the biggest Gojira fan, but Gojira Live. Jesus Christ, that was good. Does BT Bam count? BT Bam absolutely counts. BT Bam is probably a tier 3 or 4. Moon Sorrow, yes, that's a good one too. Moon Sorrow would be low purely because their songs are ungodly long. Bathory. We already said Bathory. Bathory is tier 2. Moon Sorrow is probably like a 4. Yeah. Immortal. Ah. That is a good one. Moon Sorrow have like 15-minute songs, but they are majestic, yeah. Their songs just feel so massive. Especially with all the extra instrumentation. Why did that not work? I want green text. There we go. Could put Nocturnal Mortem right next to me and sorry. Yeah, true. Dragged into Sunlight. Oh, that's a really low one, yeah. Dragged into Sunlight. Hatred for Mankind. Great album. That's honestly down near Imperial Triumphant, I think. Definitely. Nocturnal Mortem. What's this iceberg thing? Are you unaware of what an iceberg chart is? Or something? Basically, you pick a topic, and the top stuff is like really easy to get into. Then as you go down, it basically just gets worse and worse and harder to do. Pig Destroyer, yeah, that's another low one. Pig Destroyer. Tetragrammaticide, yeah. I'll just copy and paste that. Slayer, perhaps. They are more extreme in terms of thrash. Yeah, they are probably tier 1 or 2. Oh, why is it automatically highlighted? That looks bad. We can't have an extreme music iceberg without mentioning porno queens. Oh, God damn it, Flash. This video needs some gore noise. Oh, why is it ugly highlight over it? Oh, I guess I'm writing it out properly then. Highlight. Where is the option for none? Atheist, yeah. Tetra. How do you even spell that? Tetragram. Side. No? Like that. Okay. What about Vomitober? It's a gore noise project, and Jesus Christ, it's awful. Full of Hell. Oh, that's another really low one too. They're a great band. Great band. That's honestly good to go to Beancore tier. Blue Dust Nod, yeah, that's true too. Full of Hell I might even put right at the bottom. They're just so uncompromising all the time. Tetragrammaticide is probably lower. IDK, I haven't heard it. I haven't either, actually. So. Blue Dust Nord. Mayhem. We already did Mayhem. In the middle of tier 2, yeah. Tetragrammaticide is unlistenable. Oh, so put them at the bottom too then. Blue Dust, no, that's another super low one. Oh man. Peste Noir, yeah, that's another relatively low one too. Oh my god, guys. I think we call it there. This iceberg chart is getting crammed. Whew. Plus, I want to turn off soon. I got stuff I need to do. And I need to eat. Cattle decap. That's actually one I initially had and then took off. Don't know why though. So guys, what do we do now?